she is the CEO of ACORN. And, of course, they have been very much the subject of Fox News, not of all news, but of Fox News, as most things tend to go these days. Fox's fixation on a number of things. Wanted to give her an opportunity to come on board and share her perspective and to share ACORN's perspective and tell us even more about what ACORN is really all about. The CEO of ACORN.org joins us now, Bertha Lewis. Bertha, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you, and I'm glad you were able to join us. First of all, let's start with the most recent news. You all at ACORN are considering suing Fox News, correct?
Well, first of all, we're suing the filmmakers and then joining in Fox News with them. That's absolutely correct. But let me give your folks some background and some context, if I could.
Please do.
First of all, I want to talk about the latest attacks on us, but people should see this within a context. I mean, ACORN is a community organization with hundreds of thousands of member families. Now, as we know, the Republicans made sure everyone knew last year their disdain for community and community organizations. We are the largest community organization of low and moderate income people, of color, black and brown folks in the country. We have over 500,000 members. They work hard every day. We're trying to stop foreclosures, as people know, and make sure that our neighborhoods are safe. We want quality, affordable health care. We do encourage citizens to register, to vote, and engage in this process we call democracy. Yes, we provide free tax preparation. In fact, we helped 150,000 families last year to do this. That put $190 million in the hands of poor people that would not have had it not been for our assistance. We've been around for 40 years. We have fought with big business and the right. And, yes, we registered 1.3 million people last year, and 1 million of those people voted that never would have voted before. And I think this may be why we are the target of the right. Now, people have seen Fox Entertainment Network, because they certainly aren't a news network, come up with some bogus underground secret tapes where two folks come into the office and say, this poor woman was beaten up by her bad pimp. I'm the good pimp. Can you help us? Now, when I saw this stuff, you say, well, of course nobody's going to fall for that. But then you actually have some of my employees, about 5 or 6 out of hundreds, actually engage in a conversation with these folks. I will never, ever justify anyone saying some of the things that our employees said on this tape, or just even letting the fact go that these people claim to be a pimp and a prostitute. These folks, it is inexcusable, indefensible, and they were terminated immediately.
Now, let me just jump in for a moment. These were in what offices? The Baltimore office, correct?
They're Baltimore, Fox, they like to do a death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
So it seems as though this summer, like 3 months ago, they were this little team dressing up as a pimp and a hoe. I guess they're going to call this Hoegate. Traveled around the country. And we think they visited at least a dozen offices and would come in with their bogus story and ask just to talk to somebody and get some advice. And so people have seen these highly doctored and edited videotapes. The first story started in Baltimore. And so what we know about, and we fully believe that Fox is just going to keep on slicing and dicing and splicing. We know they came to New York and Philadelphia, Miami, San Diego, Los Angeles.
And they were, and the filmmaker was turned away at those places.
Right. Even at in one of our offices, our folks were really good and quick. They called the cops and said, hey, these folks are up in here claiming that, they're engaging in prostitution and wanting to import young girls illegally. What none of these tapes show you are the offices in which they got thrown out of or they were never entertained. And what these tapes don't show you also is that even though some of the advice given was wholly inconsistent with any standards or staff policies that we have, there was not one loan application, tax return, form, document, paper of any kind filled out or filed on behalf of these people. So basically, Fox is doing their little gotcha journalism, and they couldn't really find anything of substance, and so they made up a scenario. And out of 650 employees, managed to dupe a handful of folks. But we know what this is about. This is about a coordinated effort that goes all the way back to the Bush White House. And we see in this political atmosphere that, the right wing and Fox and these conservatives, they've gone after Eric Holder, Judge Sotomayor, Van Jones has been the latest victim.
Right.
They've continued to attack us since last year. And it is awfully curious that people, I think your last speaker was talking about being disrespectful to the leader of the free world who happens to be a black man and trying to destroy the largest community organization in this country that happens to organize poor and black and brown folk.
Now,
I think that's the context, and people ought to see this as a new McCarthyism.
Yeah, no question about it.